Hello Calpers, welcome to today's video. Today we're going to discuss recovery. So in our past videos we've talked a lot about workouts, different ideas for workouts and such, but just as important is recovery and our ability to recover from our workouts. So here with the wellness specialist today, we're going to discuss our different ideas and things we can do to help you recover in your daily life / workouts. So with that being said, I will take you through first some ideas and some basic concepts of recovery, and then Allie and Morgan will take you through some basic movement patterns / specifics on recovery. Okay, here we go. Hi everyone again. So I basically want to talk to you about recovery really quick and kind of give you a description of what I feel is important about recovery and kind of a theme of recovery. A lot of people feel recovery is just a specific item. Maybe you rest one day, don't do anything after a difficult workout, after you're sore. And I just want to talk you through the fact that actually recovery is a full process. For example, you shouldn't be thinking about recovery just post-workout or the next day. You should be thinking about recovery all the time. During your workout, post-workout, before you go to bed, the next day, and basically always be thinking about recovery, because the more you do and the more you actually try to recover, then the better off you're going to be going into your next workout, the more results you're going to get from your workouts moving forward, which means things will move faster for you in your workout progression. So recovery is huge. To give you an example, let's say I do a heavy squat day, okay? I'm really pressing a lot of weight and I'm really trying to strengthen my quads, glutes, hamstrings. A lot of people would stop right there and actually consider rest or recovery being not doing anything post that. So to give you an example, I do a heavy set of squats. I don't really want to just settle for that and sit around for a couple minutes and then actually wait to do my next set. I actually want to make sure all my muscles stay lengthened, keep the blood flow running through them. Why? Because they will recover faster that way. So you should be thinking about recovery even between sets. If I do a heavy set of squats, between my sets and actual cool down, I'll actually be stretching, okay? Already keeping those muscles lengthened, because what happens when we work out hard? Our muscles shrink, obviously, okay? In the recovery process, our muscles will actually shrink after a workout. So if we do the best we can during workout to stay lengthened, immediately afterwards, and continuously until our next workout, you're going to help that recovery process, okay? Another example, we're working out, deadlifts, squats, curls, pull-ups, all these things are great for our prime mover muscles, basically to build strength. But at the same time, we should vary our movements to actually focus on lengthening our muscle groups so they become active in those lengths. Just to give you an example, again, going back to squats, I do a set of squats. Really good idea. Follow that up. A lot of people that like to do circuit training, things of that nature, a little bit more high intensity, more weight loss and strength. But guess what? Follow that up with a nice lunge. As you can see, I'm lengthening out the hip flexors, okay? Actually keeping that stance within my hips, lengthening them. Opposing the shortening that I was doing with the squat, okay? Maybe I get done with squats, I go to a one-leg deadlift with a slight front swing, okay? Lengthening out that hamstring after a really intense squat, okay? Where my hamstrings became shortened in the squat, and then I do the one-leg deadlift. It keeps them lengthened and engaged. Again, it can help keep them lengthened, blood flow running through them. It's going to help the recovery process. Obviously, take those same movements, do them post-workout also, help the process. So those are some tips I have for you as far as recovery. Don't just think the next day or after workout, but there's a lot of things you can do during the workout and during your movement patterns in order to recover. Last thing I want to say is don't just think stretching either as far as recovery. Think movement sometimes. Your legs are sore, you get up the next day, they're really sore. Don't think no movement or don't think static stretching all the time. Get some blood flow moving, okay? Actually do some dynamic warm-ups. Get that blood flow moving again, get those muscles lengthened out. Helps in the recovery process. Hope that helped, guys. Morgan's up.
All right, guys, I'm gonna take you through some quick foam rolling and trigger point techniques, but before I get started, I wanna talk about maybe why you do not want to do foam rolling and trigger point. Now, foam rolling is great to break up that lactic acid, and it also helps prevent something called delayed onset muscle soreness, or as you might heard it called DOMS. So if you ever you do a really hard workout, the next day you feel great, you're like, wow, I'm a Wonder Woman, it's awesome, and then the day after that you wake up and you're like, oh, I can't move. So that is delayed onset muscle soreness, and that's why we want to do foam rolling and trigger point that can help prevent that. And it's also a great way, if you haven't done your foam rolling or stretching as you should, it can help break up that lactic acid. Think of it as like a deep tissue massage almost. Now, unfortunately, foam rolling trigger point therapy, it is not for everybody. Obviously, if you're pregnant, you don't want to do foam rolling and trigger point therapy. Also, if you have any sort of blood condition like high blood pressure, varicose veins, anything like that, because it can actually mess with those kind of systems and it could make you sick. Another thing I want to talk about real quick is the difference between pain and discomfort. Discomfort during foam rolling and trigger point is absolutely expected. It's totally normal. However, if at any point you start to feel genuine pain, you get clammy, you get cold, you get a little dizzy, absolutely stop. You shouldn't be doing trigger point or foam rolling at that point. Now I'm going to go through a couple real quick pieces of information about areas that we typically get a little sore. I'm going to actually start with our feet, and I'm going to be using my trigger point ball. This is from TP Therapy. It's their MB1 massage ball, but you can use any ball you have. Tennis ball, lacrosse ball works perfectly fine. We're going to get started with our feet. I'm going to put this right underneath my foot, right underneath the big toe, and we're just going to roll back from big toe. Generally back towards your heel bucket. That's a little area right before that bony protrusion on your heel. Then we're going to go ahead and put it in the center, and we're going to do the exact same thing. You can go for as many passes as you want. If you feel something a little sticky, a little icky, go ahead and spend some extra time there. Eventually, we're going to work our way out towards the pinky, to our outer arch, and do the exact same thing. Last little piece here, we're going to take the ball from right underneath that big toe, and we're just going to arch over towards our pinkies, and then go right back, right on the balls of those feet. Now, the reason we want to do our feet is because everything kind of starts with our feet, especially if you do a lot of running or anything that's like on your feet, cycling. And after you do one foot, I want you to go ahead and walk around the circle. I know it seems funny, but you're going to notice that one foot just feels so much springier than the other. So this is actually something you want to do before and after any sort of really leg-heavy workout. I'm also going to talk real quick about our quads. It's an area that tends to get really sticky, especially if you're doing that leg-heavy work. So we're going to take our foam roller. We're going to go ahead and roll ourselves down right on top of it, and I'm going to put it right above my knee, a couple inches right above my knee. You kind of get into this little Spider-Man position here. Hold yourself up there. You're scaling that building. And then you're going to go ahead and slowly roll it up just about halfway up that thigh muscle. Roll it back down, and again, if you find anything icky, anything sticky, take some extra time there. Once you've done a couple passes there, I want you to take it up to the center of your thigh, and we're going to go ahead and go up towards that hip bone, stopping just a couple inches below that hip bone. Perfect. Last thing I want you to do, we're going to take it right above that knee one last time here, and we're going to very, very slowly take that heel towards your glute. This is going to feel weird. You're going to notice that it feels like you're moving through sand. It's really hard to get that heel towards your glute. That is helping massage that quad there. We're going to go for 3 here. Perfect. Let's go one more. You might be thinking to yourself, oh, this hurts so good. Perfect. That is what you're going to want to do in your quads. I'm only showing you one side just for the sake of time, but of course, go ahead and do the other side. One more quick thing with our foam roller, we're going to do our lats. Now, a lot of you spend your days at desk, sitting at your desk, hunched over your laptop, your desk, maybe even your kiddos. And so our lats actually, which are tied in towards our back muscles, tend to get a little sore. So we're going to go ahead and work on our lats real quick as well. You're going to go ahead and lay yourself down so that the foam roller is directly in line with kind of the middle of your rib cage here. Now, this is one of the ones that it really hurts so good, but I promise you'll like it as long as you're not in pain. Now, lower arm here, I'm going to take that palm up towards the ceiling, and it's just going to float. Top hand comes up by my ear, and I'm going to go ahead and windshield wiper myself back. So I'm rolling a little bit onto my back, just to about a 45-degree angle, and then I'm going to go ahead and roll myself forward, also 45-degree angle. We're going to roll back and forth just a couple times. You're going to feel it really working out that lat muscle, as well as that pec muscle just a little bit, which tends to get sore and tight just through activities of daily living. Perfect. Let's go ahead and bring it back to center. Now, if it feels good for you, I want you to go ahead and take this bottom arm and we're just gonna take it back and forth, grazing over the floor, just floating about an inch. And let's go ahead and bring ourselves back up to seated here. Real quick, I want you to take those arms up and down, take them around, give me some arm circles. You'll notice that one side definitely feels a lot less sore and a lot less constricted. It's able to move, it's more mobile because we've released that trigger point in our lat. Last place I'm gonna talk about, we're gonna talk about our backs. Like I mentioned, we spend a lot of time hunched forward. Those muscles get stretched out a lot. So that should be an area you're strengthening and maybe it gets sore. We're gonna take our trigger point ball, lacrosse ball, tennis ball, whatever you're using. And we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna place it on the floor. We're gonna slowly roll ourselves back here. And we're gonna gently place that so it's right between your shoulder blade and your spine. Anywhere that feels good, you can take it a little lower, you can take it a little higher, and you're just going to rest yourself there, taking nice deep breaths, letting that trigger point release. If it feels good for you, you can take that arm up, overhead, get a little deeper digging into that muscle. It's up to you. Perfect. And you'd want to go ahead and do this on the other side. And like I mentioned, go ahead, wiggle yourself around, go up, go down, find where it feels good. Nice deep breath. And when you're ready, once you feel like you've crushed that muscle enough, you can go ahead and bring yourself on up. All right, so that's some general ideas for foam rolling and trigger point. I'm gonna go ahead and pass it on off to Allie now, and I will see you guys later.
Hi everyone, haven't seen you all in a while. So I tend to treat myself with a little bit of extra care when I have muscle soreness, meaning that I don't go all out in my workout that day in particular. Unless I absolutely have to, I'm teaching a class, I really have to bring that energy up. I go ahead and usually make sure that I hydrate about an hour before. But as Dustin said earlier, I think it is important to not stop moving when you do have soreness. You should continue to move, try to take a walk, try to keep those muscles going, because if you don't, then lactic acid will build up and inflammation will just almost feel even worse. And to avoid soreness in your muscles, definitely make sure that you pre-hydrate, drink plenty of water before your workout, especially on a hot day, to take care of yourself. Maybe drink a little bit of, coffee, a little caffeinated beverage. Not that I'm condoning that, but I try to definitely eat protein as well after my workouts, because I like to fuel my body with good carbs, good protein sources, and generally low fat before I work out. And after a workout, I'll definitely like to replenish myself with just a little something, just a little snack, healthy snack, 30 minutes after a workout. And I'm also a person who's a fan of cooling down. And so I do a few stretches. Typically my go-to stretches, I'm just gonna show you a few. You're gonna get down on your mat. I really like this one. I have a lot of soreness in my lower back. Morgan mentioned that soreness in the back is common. So for the hip flexors and the back, I tend to do a lot of the cat-cow in my classes that I teach in Group X. And I really like to arch back here to feel that stretch and then bring it back under. Do a lot of those. The other thing I like to do is I like to do the cobra. The modified cobras like this, pushing your pelvis down into the floor, squeezing your glutes a little bit. Feels great to me, and is also really useful for the lower back. And also if you've worked your abs intensely, this really helps as well. And then fast forward here, I bring myself up into a plank or modified plank, doesn't matter. And I like to go into the down dog. I don't know if any of you can relate to me, but I have very tight calf muscles, and this helps a lot. This helps a very lot. A really lot. A lot. So the other thing I'd like to do is this runner's pose. Of course, runner's stretch. Bring myself into that, making sure the front foot comes forward enough. Try to square the hips. And I'm only going to do one side, just like Morgan, for the sake of time. And this is great for stretching the glute, stretching the hip, And then of course, let's get those quads in there a little bit if you can. If you can. This is a great way to stretch the quad. And I also feel like I should show you one more. This one, I really like to do pushing those toes out toward the corner of the room or turning your toes out. And I do this before bed because it helps to induce better sleep. Tight muscles can make it hard to sleep. And of course the rotation, get sore in your back, sore in your hips, and bring it in and nice straight back. Always be mindful of your posture. I know sometimes we sit all day, we have slumped shoulders, so just roll those shoulders back a lot. And don't forget to get those stretches in every day. Take good care of yourself, eat healthy, drink a lot of water, good sources of protein, lean protein, and good carbs, oatmeal. I love oatmeal. All right, thank you guys so much, and I hope you have a great day.
All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you, Allie, for showing us some great stretches today. We talked a little bit about recovering during your workouts, not just after, as well as some foam rolling and trigger point techniques and some stretches, of course, and hydration, nutritional needs that you will need for your recovery days as well. Of course, if you guys have any questions, please do not hesitate to email us here at the Fitness Center. We'll be happy to get back to you as soon as possible. So have a great rest of your day, and we will see you guys next time.
Thank you.